Hello everyone at Sunny Hill family. My name's Jonathan.
I'm Susie.
And it's nice to be with you in this first week of September for take 5. We've been given the healing miracles to talk about this week, so we're really looking forward to that. And we start in John 5, verses 1 to 15. And
healing at the pool.
Healing at the pool in Bethesda, sorry. And there's quite a lot in this we could talk about, but we're not going to go on for ages and ages. But there's a few things we did want to mention, having read about it together. And the first one for me is that this guy lying there for 38 years, trying to get into a pool for his healing, does absolutely nothing here. Jesus literally does all the work. He goes to him, he speaks to him, he asks him, do you want to get well? This guy doesn't know who Jesus is. He doesn't ask him any questions. He doesn't say, yes, I've got faith, absolutely nothing. He literally just says, yeah, I do, but there's no one to help me. Like, he's almost given up, which I get after 38 years of having trouble. He's like, there's no one to help me. Everyone gets in before me. And Jesus says then, all right, get up and walk. And he gets up and walks. And there's nothing this guy's inputted. You know, sometimes we say as Christians, we need faith, which is true. This guy didn't have any faith in Jesus. He'd given up, and Jesus did absolutely everything. And sometimes I think when we reach the end of ourselves and literally have nothing left, we still need to have faith, but sometimes Jesus just steps in and does the thing we've been waiting for. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the first thing that struck me was his attitude when Jesus asked him, do you want to get well? He's not saying, yes, I want to get well. His dilemma is about, there's no one to get me in there. And it's kind of like a woe is me or an entitlement kind of attitude that he has. And even after being healed, there's no sort of gratitude in there. And so I found it really interesting that Jesus afterwards says to him, when he sees him again, he says, listen, you're well now, so stop sinning, otherwise something worse might happen. And it's almost like Jesus is pointing out the attitude that he's got, that he's not actually acknowledged who Jesus is, or even asked who he is, or even, contemplated, I need to thank this person, I'm now well. Like there's none of that in him. And straight afterwards, he goes and dobs Jesus in, basically.
Gives him up.
Completely gives him up. And it's, I found that really interesting. Just, sometimes we can, have miracles or receive healing or have an extraordinary experience with God and not acknowledge that God is the one that's done that, or not really understood that he's the one that's behind it all. And it is that heart posture that, it's great to receive a miracle and it's great to have healing, but, what's our heart posture for it? Is it going to turn our lives around? Is it going to change who we are and change how we view who Jesus is and, what is his purpose in this world? And all of that, I think that was just what really stuck out for me, really, in this bit.
Yeah, and I think that's the main part that hit me towards the end as well, what Susie's just been saying, that this guy received an incredible miracle, and was at the start of this week together as we look through healing miracles. It's really important to remember the miracle's not the point, because the point for this guy was all about lying there for 38 years, not being able to help himself, just wanting someone to help him. He got the help. Then, as Susie said, no gratitude. Dobs Jesus in, does the opposite of what he should be doing. And the miracle by itself is not ever going to be good enough. We want miracles. We want healings. We want God to move. But unless God moves in our hearts, it's never enough. And that's why Jesus warns him at the end, go and sin no more, or something worse will happen. I don't in any shape or form think he was saying, this one will come back, you won't be able to walk again, or worse. He was saying something worse will happen in eternity. You'll lose your chance of salvation. And this guy never follows Jesus. There's no input of faith. So at the start of this week together, a bit of a warning that miracles are great, but it's about the heart posture. And hopefully as we go on, we'll see some other people whose heart was different because of the miracle. And that's the point. So great to start the week with you.
Yeah.
And we'll look forward to the rest of the week together here at Take 5. God bless.
God bless.